So what do you normally do when anxiety shows up when you're trying to fall asleep and you're in bed? Most people immediately panic and they think, oh no, here it is again. And then it just spirals. That triggers your mind to hyper focus on the sensations in your body, which actually ends up amplifying the sensations. And instead of fighting the anxiety and analyzing it and just going deeper into that spiral, here are 4 techniques you can use to actually shift out of it. Technique number 1 is to ground your energy using your senses. So the first thing you need to do is ground your energy back into your body and in the present moment. Because when anxiety shows up, your energy is scattered. Part of you is in the future, worrying about tomorrow. Part of you is worrying about something you said during the day where you thought you sounded stupid, right? So we got to bring all that energy back, back to your body in the present moment. And the way to do this is start by feeling the weight of your body. Like really feel it. Notice how gravity is pulling you down into the mattress, that heaviness. That weight, that's you. That means you're fully here. Then we can add on to this and we can use your senses to further anchor you into the present moment. So the first sense is touch. You can feel the texture of your sheets, the softness of your pillow, the blanket. How does it feel on your skin? How comfortable does your bed feel? Appreciate how cozy your bed is and that the day is over and now all you have to do is relax. You don't have to do anything. Another sense that I love because it works really well for me is sound. You can't listen and think at the same time. When you're really intently listening to something, your brain has to focus only on that. So what do you hear? The hum of your fan, traffic outside. And if it helps, you can play soft music, meditation music, nature sounds, or white noise in the background to give your mind something intentional to focus on. The next sense is smell. What do you smell? Your pillow, your room. This one you can actually enhance intentionally. You can use essential oils in a diffuser. You can do linen spray on your pillow. You can put a few essential oil drops on your wrist or your hands, or just like straight up smell it out of the bottle. Aromatherapy is an incredibly calming tool for your nervous system and very easy to do. And by redirecting your mind's attention to something in the present moment, by smelling it, you are sending a signal to your nervous system that everything is okay and there is no emergency. Now, the second technique is to separate you from the noise. So here is something most people don't realize. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing your thoughts. And here's a language shift that changes everything. You have to stop making anxiety part of your identity. When you say, my anxiety, or I am anxious, you're claiming ownership. You're making it a part of who you are. But anxiety isn't you. It's just a signal from your nervous system. So instead, try this. Instead of my anxiety, the anxiety. The anxiety. It's not yours, it's just there. It's the anxiety. Instead of saying, I am anxious, you could say, I am the one noticing the anxiety. This isn't just semantics. The language that you use literally shapes how your brain interprets your life experience. And when you stop claiming it as yours, you create distance. And that distance is where your personal power lives. So when anxious thoughts show up, instead of getting tangled up in them, you can actually step back. You create distance, you step back, and you can observe them just like you're watching clouds pass by. You're not trying to push the thoughts away. You're not trying to push the feelings away. You're not trying to fix them. You're just watching them move through. You're surfing the wave. It always passes. Because the thoughts aren't you, the sensations also aren't you. They are just signals from the survival part of the brain. You are the one noticing them. You are the observer. Technique number 3 is to reassure your brain. Now, once you've separated yourself from all the noise, now you can actually communicate with it. Talk back to it. You can speak directly to that anxious part of your mind. You can say, I see you. I know you're trying to keep me safe. But right now, we don't need to solve anything. Everything's good. We're just going to rest. The moment that you start speaking to your thoughts instead of from your thoughts, you've already interrupted the pattern. Here's what I mean by that. When you speak from your thoughts, you're merged with them. It's like you believe them. You're in this inner tangled up dialogue. So the thought says, what if I can't sleep? And you respond with, oh no, I probably won't sleep and tomorrow is going to be terrible. Now compare the difference. When you speak to your thoughts, you've separated yourself. You are observing them from the outside. The thought says, what if I can't sleep? And you respond, I see you, anxious thought. I know you're trying to protect me, but I don't need to engage with you right now because everything's actually fine. There's nothing wrong. This shift in perspective is so good because it reminds you that you have control. You are not at the mercy of your anxious mind. You are the observer. You are actually the one in charge. Your brain has just been running an outdated program. It thinks that nighttime equals danger. So you need to start updating that message so you can talk to your brain like you're talking to an anxious child. Hey, I know you think something might be wrong, but look around. Where are we? We're in my house. We're in our bed. The door is locked. Nothing needs our attention right now. We did everything we needed to do today. Tomorrow we'll handle the rest. Right now, we're safe. We get to just lay here. There's nothing that needs to be done. So you're not really trying to convince your brain. You're just giving it new information. You're showing it that the worries that it has actually don't need to be worried about because everything is okay. The next technique, number 4, is to command your brain. If you were training a puppy who just kept jumping on you, being sweet and gentle would not work one bit. You would need to use a firm voice and say, no, down, right? You got to say it with authority. It's the same with your anxious mind when it's stuck in a loop. When anxious thoughts keep spiraling and the gentle approach isn't cutting it, you might need to interrupt the pattern with authority. So with this technique, you use a very strong command word to keep your mind focused where you want it to. So I actually do this when I'm meditating, because sometimes when I'm meditating, I want to scratch my face, I want to move my foot. And so I will say to myself in my mind, stay, stay. And I will repeat the word stay so firmly to myself so I don't move. And it works. Your body will listen because your mind is stronger. Your mind is what is controlling everything else. So sometimes you're going to have to repeat it over and over and over again, but eventually your brain will start to respond. So for anxiety, you could use a word like settle or enough. I like enough because it's kind of like you would say that to a dog, right? You want to think that we're like training our body like we're training a dog. That's exactly how it is. So pick a word that feels good and powerful to you. And then if the anxiety starts looping, you say it with authority. You either say it out loud or you just say it firmly in your mind. It's both effective. Settle. We're safe. We're done for the day. Or enough. I'm not doing this tonight, right? One word, firm, clear, non-negotiable. And then if you want, you can follow it up with some reassurance, right? Like, enough. I know what you're doing. You're keeping me distracted, so I stay alert, but I don't need that anymore. I am safe. My body is safe. This pattern is not useful. So you notice a different energy. You're being firm with the anxiety. You're being clear, you're being direct, and you are taking your power back so that you are in control. It's like you're the parent and your anxious brain is the child throwing a tantrum and you're saying, that's enough, we're done. So I love this technique because it really puts you back in the driver's seat in a powerful energy. You're not passively experiencing anxiety and letting it spiral. You're observing it, and then you're actively interrupting the pattern so it stops reinforcing. And the more that you practice speaking with this kind of authority, the more your brain is going to recognize, oh, okay, we're not going to do it that way anymore. She's in charge now. He's in charge now. Your brain will probably test you at first, but if you stay consistent and you stay firm, it will learn that that old pattern isn't going to work anymore. This pattern absolutely can be retrained. I've done it. I had insomnia and anxiety at night for 16 years, and now I fall asleep in 5 minutes. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people do this themselves. And in my free masterclass, I walk you through the framework for my 3-step method so anxiety stops showing up in the first place. So you can go find that link in the description. Now, here's what I want you to remember. You're retraining a pattern. And retraining just takes repetition and consistency. So you're not broken. You're definitely not stuck with anxiety. You're just in this process of retraining the old survival habit, and you absolutely can do this. If you want to go even deeper and learn how to become truly anxiety free, not just at night, but during the day too, watch this video next. It is all about permanent anxiety relief and how to retrain your nervous system so anxiety stops being your default state. It is one of my most powerful videos, so go check it out here right now.